Bring.
Yo, what's up guys, my name is Attacks, and today I'm bringing you something brand new and different. I hope that you guys wasn't really expecting this. I saw a comment a few episodes ago on my Pokemon Powerlock saying I should really do like anime reviews, and it wasn't something I've always wanted to do, but I know because if I get into that kind of community with the anime reviews and that, there's a lot of hate because everyone has these different opinions on everything. So I kind of thought of something different called What's That Anime? This is basically a new series where I want to go ahead and run down the first 1 to 3 episodes on a certain anime that I've watched and I've really enjoyed, and literally just get my first impressions of this anime. It doesn't have to be a brand new anime, you know, it can be something that was like old, made back in like 2010, or it could be an up-to-date anime on which I'm really starting to enjoy. So this is something I really wanted to pull on the channel. I hope you guys are excited for this. As my channel has evolved, it's basically become like more anime, considering that my even mascot's an anime character. So what I want to really imply, since I've got Nightcore on the channel, I really want to pull some Pokemon and then pull some like anime review, but it's really hard getting into this, so I really, I hope that you guys can fully support it. I hope that you guys are excited for this. It's really different. It's different to one of my recordings because I never really do anime reviews. I just keep all these thoughts to myself, but it's something I really want to bring to you guys, and I hope that you guys are excited for this. So today we're going to be reviewing Deadman Wonderland. This is a brilliant anime that I've only recently just finished. As the plot thickens in this, it is really interesting because it does play with your mind a little. Then like when you think that you've actually like figured out what's happening, something brand new hits you and you're like, oh, okay, so that's happening. So what, like, it's like, why is he there and why is she there? And it's one of those animes that really has to make you think, but it's like literally worth it in the end. It really is. So I want to go ahead and just jump straight into this. If you guys are excited, and I hope that you guys are, be sure to go ahead and drop a like, show some love to that like button for a brand new series here dropping on the channel. I don't know if this is going to be every like other day. I wanted to really make this like twice a week, but just take into consideration that these really take quite a while to put together. Like the layout takes a little bit to put together, and then I've got to like literally watch the anime and then review it and everything, and it takes a little while. So I'm going to try and put two out a week. If I don't, it's going to be 1 a week. So that, I hope you guys are excited for it. If you are, like I said, be sure to go ahead and drop a like, as it's greatly appreciated. If you're brand new to the channel or you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for checking out today's video. Without that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the first ever episode of What's That Anime? Alright, so the anime starts off as one of the main characters in the anime, which is known as Ganta Igarashi. He's sat in his classroom, it's another normal day at school. After like 10 years ago, there was like this massive black hole that kind of like swallowed the whole of Tokyo, and it really did fuck up like everything in that country, and there was like a lot of survivors, but there was a lot of people that died. And 10 years later, the story shifts to Ganta Igarashi, which is like this guy, and he sat in his classroom, minding his own business, not really doing anything. And the next thing you know, his friends come over, he starts talking to his friends, and then basically, right, he sat there and he looks out the window. This always tends to happen in animes, where it's always one of the main characters that's always sat next to the window, and they tend to like look out of the window, and like their thoughts and everything's going on. But he's about to look out the window, right, and he hears this song. Now this song, you don't really understand what this song is, but it's kind of like a lullaby, right? So he hears this song, and then he's thinking to himself, because he's heard it before, but he can't quite remember, and he's like, yo, I've heard this song before. And he looks, right, he looks to his left at the window, and there's a guy literally just floating there. And when I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, what's this guy doing? He's floating there. And it's really intimidating because the guy looks so scary. Like honestly, he looks so scary. You can see a picture of it on the layout right now. That's the guy that's just floating there, and he's known as the Red Man. You find this out in episode 2, but now on episode 1, right? So Ganta is like looking at him and thinking shit, and the next thing you know, this guy just smiles. Right, and he looks so fucking intimidating, it's unreal. He smiles, and then the next thing you know, these like he shoots this powerful, like, it's like a wind it's like wind out of his hand, and it absolutely just destroys the whole classroom, right? Killing every single classmate in that classroom except from Ganta Igarashi, right? So everyone's dead. He comes around and everyone's dead on the floor. There's blood all over. Like, honestly, this is really fucking gory as shit. There's blood all over, and then this guy's like looking around and he sees his best friend, like she was a girl, and he can see like the back of her head. And then the next thing you know, the red man picks up the head and just throws it at Igarashi, and he's like freaking out. He's like, what, don't kill me, don't kill me. And this red man walks over to him and then like puts this, it's really hard not to tell you because you don't know what it is. Anyways, he puts like this red crystal inside of Igarashi, he impales it into his heart. And Igarashi's just like, he's like, oh, you know, he's like thrown back. He don't know what to do. He's like knocked out. And then when after all that's done, the red man disappears, and then like the story moves on to where all the police come into the classroom. You know, they come to the school and they want to find out what the hell's happened. They're not going to believe Igarashi if he tells the truth, saying there was a man floating and he shooted out this beam that like destroyed all the classrooms. So he gets blamed for killing all of the like classmates. So Igarashi's there pleading his case, saying, you know, it's not me, it was the red man, but no one's listening to him. And there's this guy that comes up to him and says, oh, I'm a lawyer, I'll get you out of this, here's my card, I'll be your lawyer. And Igarashi's so like confused and don't know what to do. He's so worried and he's so scared, so he's like, alright, you can be my lawyer, right? So, but you don't know anything about this guy. He just turns out of the blue and says, you know, I want to be a lawyer. Let me be your lawyer. I'll get you out of this mess. So Igarashi's like, yes, okay, well, let's do this, because he's still really confused. He don't know what's happened. He's so upset that all his classmates have died. And, you know, then the plot starts to thicken. He goes into the courtroom and, you know, he's pleading his case. He wants to, he's telling the people that he didn't do this. And you see this video like fall out of this guy's, it's on a phone, and you see it like this video pop up, right? And then next thing you know, there's a video, but it doesn't quite look like Igarashi, right? There's a video of Igarashi saying, but it's not really Igarashi. It looks like, you know, it's been like cosplay kind of thing. It looks like a totally different person meant to look like Igarashi, you know, saying, yeah, I did kill those guys because that lawyer wanted the guy to go to prison. Now in this prison, it's known as Deadman Wonderland, right? This is where the students were going to take like a school trip. And everyone's like, oh, that this is like a theme park, but underneath the actual theme park, there is a prison. Now this prison is all types of fucked up. Let me tell you that right now. This prison is all types of fucked up because it is so crazy. It really is. It gathers prisoners from all over Japan to raise money for the revival of the destroyed metropolis. To the public and the tourists that visit daily, Deadman Wonderland is a massive theme park facility run by the prison population to general population. Most of the prison attractions involve cruel games of survival where many inmates lose their lives and are maimed for the entertainment of obvious public. The prison guard staff is also granted autonomy on how to punish the prisoners, which often results as a bloodshed. So the guards can literally decide what they want to do with these prisoners. You know, there's a lot of prisoners in there that's been put in there that's on like death row and shit. Kind of like Igarashi, because he's put on death row because he's known as the one that killed everyone in the classroom, right? And then the next thing you know, right, there's this girl called Shiro. You don't know too much about her. She's got like beautiful white hair. She looks amazing. And she's like, oh, Ganta's coming home. But you're like, wait, what? Ganta's coming home? And then she kind of like disappears. So now Igarashi is on his way to Deadman Wonderland. And the next scene takes you to where Makina, the security guard, the main security guard, is giving like a brief rundown on basically what Deadman Wonderland is. She tells you a little bit about, you know, how the prisoners came here due to the sinkhole and everything like that. It's basically for all the people that are on death row. And it's really interesting. She starts to tell a little bit about the story. But this guard, and I mean this security guard, she's like the chief warden of the prison. And she is one crazy little bitch. Let me tell you that right now. She is a psychopathic fuck that really does need counseling. I swear to God, she is one of the most psychotic people I've ever seen in my whole entire life. But I absolutely love that about her character. It honestly makes her so intimidating. It really does. It's absolutely insane. So now that Ganta is inside of Deadman Wonderland, he's literally getting like a rundown on what this place is by the chief warden, and you can see her there, and she looks bay as hell. I mean, but she's so crazy. And the next thing you know, there's a guy named Yo. His nickname is Yo. Basically, he's Yo. He's like, what the hell? Alright, but he knocks into Ganta and knocks him over, and he's like, oh dude, I didn't see that, I'm sorry about that, I hope you're alright. And the chief warden looks at him and he's like, yo, Carter boy, hand over the goods and I won't slice you open. And you're like, goods? Okay, because he helped Ganta put all his stuff back into his bag. So you're thinking, oh, alright, hand over the goods and I won't slice you open. And he's like, what, the cart is my responsibility. And she's like, don't say I didn't warn you. And she just slices open this guy's chest. And it's like, fuck, you psycho son of a bitch. And she's crazy as hell. She's like, yo, I warned you. And it's like, what? So the scene moves on from where he was getting sliced open. Now Ganta is out in Deadman Wonderland. He's like outside in the theme park. And he's working on the construction of the building and whatnot, and he starts to have these flashbacks, you know, his friends that all got murdered, to back when they was kids. And then he's like, you know, I don't want to be here, I shouldn't be here, will somebody just kill me? And he's talking all bunch of craziness. And then the next thing you know is Shiro jumps from the top of the building and just lands like perfectly, and she turns around and he's like, oh, and she turns around and he's like, oh my god. And she's like, do you want me to kill you? He's like, what? And then the next thing you know, she starts like throwing this like metal pole at him, and he's dodging all about, and she's acting really cute and innocent when she's doing it and all. And she's like, and he turns around to her and he's like, yo, I'd never hurt my friends and everything like that, because she's saying to him, don't you remember me? We're like the bestest buddies. And he hasn't got a clue who this woman is. And she's like, so you wouldn't hurt your friends? And she says it really cute and innocent. And he's like, no, I'd never hurt any of my friends. I'd never hurt anyone. And then it starts to like go on, you know, thinking, who is this mysterious woman? She's appeared out of nowhere. She's claiming to be the best friends with him, and he's got no, like, he doesn't even realize who this girl is. The next thing you know, these guys who've been working outside in the construction come over to Igarashi and Shiro, and they're like, you know, so you're the mass murderer who killed all the kids. And then he starts like talking trash to Igarashi. He's like, yo, how does it feel killing all those people? Why did you do it? Your secret's safe with me. Did you do it because she was getting picked on? Did you get it because she was getting bullied? All the popular girls like curve you and shit. And this guy's talking trash to him. And then the next thing you know, like Shiro just like pushes this guy over and says, stop being a meanie. And she says it's so cute, and it's really, really crazy. And then the next thing you know, this guy like gets up and he's like, you stupid bitch. And he's about to throw a punch at her, and Shiro like, oh, just dodges it, kicks this guy around the face, actually just starts to beat the crap out of him. And then she gets smacked around the head with a hammer, and she's like knocked out cold. And you think, fuck, that must have hurt. So Igarashi's run up and he's like, you bastard. He tries standing up for Shiro, tries to like hurt these guys, and these guys are a lot bigger than him, and as you can see by Igarashi, he's really small, he's really weak. So Igarashi just literally gets like knocked out, and he's literally getting the shit kicked out of him. So while he's getting the shit kicked out of him, this explosion happens on the top of Deadman Wonderland, where this big ball it crushes, and it's coming down from the top of the building. You know, everything's breaking in front of it, and all the deathmates, they all start running. And Ganta gets up and he's like, no, I'm not going out like this. I want to clear my name. I need to kill the red man, because he wants to get like payback for what he's done to his classmates. He's like, I'm not going out like this. He says, I want to live. And he shoots out exactly what the red man did. He shoots out after his chest is glowing red. The crystal that got put into his chest by the red man is glowing red, and he shoots out this big huge ball of blood out of his hand, and he absolutely just destroys the whole ball. And he's like thinking after that, I'm alive? How did this happen? And he's really confused because he didn't know what he did with his hand. He's like looking at his hand and he's like, how did that happen? So basically, after that happens, there's nothing really too much that happens in episode 1, except from a part where an inmate dies, and it shows you how just like what the tags do around the neck, how they work. If you don't eat this special candy, you'll die, and shit like that. And it really just shows you that. But other than that, like, Igarashi's just stood over Shiro, and he's like, you know, wake up, I hope you're alright. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then it literally just goes to the showing you how Deadman Wonderland looks from afar away, and basically the anime ends off the first episode there. So it's a really powerful first episode, you know, it jumps straight in the plot, it shows you what this guy can do, how is it going to take off, and it's an absolutely brilliant anime, so I do definitely recommend watching it. You can find the links down below in the description towards it if you want to really go ahead and watch it. I hope that I did alright in this first anime review. It took me a real while to go ahead and put all this together with the screenshots and everything, so if you guys could go ahead and drop a like, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you're brand new to the channel and you want to stick around for some more anime review content, or you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join the Fame family today and make us a real happy family. With that being said, thank you again so much for watching. I've been Finatax, and I will see you in the next episode of What's That Anime.